Hello, my name is Bethany and I am a conservation specialist with Crow Wing Soil and Water Conservation District. And today I'll be giving a presentation on soil health. So our objectives for today, we're going to go over what is soil, what is healthy soil, the types of soils found in Minnesota, some characteristics of soils, an on your own activity you can do in your backyard, and then threats to soil and what you can do to help. So then what is soil? So the definition of soil is a mixture of minerals, dead and living organisms, such as organic matter, air, and water. So the mixture is composed of 45% of minerals, 25% of water, 25% air, and 5% organic matter. And these four ingredients react with one another in amazing ways, making soil one of our planet's most dynamic and important natural resources. And as the world population and food production demands rise, keeping our soil healthy and productive is of high importance. This is because the soil helps deliver key nutrients to help plants grow big and strong. So then what is healthy soil? So the Natural Resources Conservation Service defines healthy soil as the continued capacity of soil to function as a vital living ecosystem that sustains plants, animals, and humans. And healthy soil is full of life. So soil, as we can see on the photo on the right here, contains bacteria and fungi and other microbes that are the foundation of an important symbiotic ecosystem, meaning everything is working together to live and survive. And it is found that about 1 teaspoon of healthy soil can contain anywhere from 100 million to 1 billion bacteria. So then types of soils in Minnesota. So in Minnesota, rocks and other materials were carried by glaciers 11,000 to 14,000 years ago, and those form the basis of our soils. All soils fall into 12 different orders, and 7 of these are found in Minnesota. So we can see on the picture on the right that you can have the mollisoils found in prairies, the vertisoils found in lakes, the spodosols found in coniferous forests, so forests that have pine needles or needles, the histosols found in wetlands. We have the entosols that form on river bottoms, the alphasols that form in deciduous or trees with leaves, and then you have the inceptisols that are formed in mixed forests. So then how do soil scientists characterize soil? So there's 3 different ways that they do this. So the first one is texture. So the particles that make up soil are categorized into 3 groups by size. And we can see that on the picture on the right here. So they are sand, silt, and clay. The relative percentage of sand, silt, and clay are what gives them their texture. So you can have clay that has some sand in it, so that can be sandy clay loam, or you can have clay that has silt in it, so you can have silty clay loam, or you can have no clay in there and then just have a sandy loam. Another one is called structure. So soil structure is the arrangement of soil particles into clumps called pegs or aggregates. And then our final one is soil color, and it's influenced primarily by soil mineralogy. So if I were to go in a wetland and look at the soil there, it's going to have a lot more iron forming bacteria. So you're going to have high iron, which is going to have an orangish to brown to yellowish brown color in the soil. So then that brings us to our on your own activity that you can do in your backyard. So you can go out and grab a handful of soil and you can put a couple drops of water in there and mold it in between your hands. And then you'll ask yourself, does the soil remain in a ball when squeezed? If it is no, and the soil is too dry, then you'll put some more water in. If it's wet, then you'll probably have very sandy soil. And then if it does remain in a ball when squeezed, you'll go to the next thing and you'll try and form a ribbon between your hand. And you'll go through this chart and then you'll try and figure out what kind of soil you have. And then, so we have some threats to soil and some things that you can do to help. So, our first image in the top left is going to show a lot of erosion. So, erosion is a natural process. So, it is natural for wind and water to move soil from place to place. However, when people move plants, and from the soil surface and don't put anything back, that wind and water is going to quickly strip large amounts of soil from an area and send it downwind or downstream to other places. So if you have areas of exposed soil on your property that are continuing to get worse, we definitely would recommend planting grass or trees or shrubs or whatever you can do to minimize the erosion on your property. And then another threat to soil health is pollution. So, if there's pollution happening and different chemicals or different plastics are breaking down in the soil, that's going to harm the bacteria and fungi that are trying to live in that soil and make sure that it is healthy. So, that's going to disrupt their environment. So, we definitely recommend picking up trash on the sides of your roads and making sure that that is disposed of properly. And then another thing that you can have is nutrient loss. So if you have a garden and you are constantly tilling it and removing the decaying plant matter, um, that is going to mix the soil and cause nutrient leaching. So that means that the nutrients are going to be lost from the soil. So instead, what you can do is not till your soil and leave that decaying plant matter there so that it can go back into the soil and be broken down by earthworms or fungi or bacteria so that that nutrient retention is staying in your soil. And then the final thing we're going to talk about is soil compaction. So you can see on this photo on the left is good soil compaction. So you can see that the plants are able to distribute their roots down into the soil and there's enough pore spaces or air for water to seep through and give that plant water to grow. But then on our photo on our right might be from us stepping too hard or driving heavy machinery on soil over and over again repeatedly. Those soil particles are going to be very close together, and that's going to be hard for water to distribute throughout the soil. So it's just mostly going to cause more runoff or erosion on your property, and it's going to have a hard time getting soil to your plants. So that was our quick overview of soil. So here are some resources that I talked about today. And if you have any questions, you can email or call me or visit our website. And then our next video is going to be with the Natural Resources Conservation Service. We're doing a rainfall simulator demonstration to teach you more about the importance of soil health. So thank you so much for listening and see you next time.